Hello everyone, welcome to the GEM Immigration. You are watching the most authentic source for immigration information. Our motto is to deliver updated information and analysis on U.S. immigration reports. We hope you're doing great. Our topic of discussion for today's video is No Visa Interviews 2023. If you want to get benefit from this video focused properly, pay attention to details and watch the video to the end. Without delaying further, let's listen to Robert and see what he got for us today.
At the end of 2021, it was announced by Department of State that the authority for consular to waive in-person interview for, but don't get visas. They even announced an extension of in-person interview for eligible applicants till the end of 2022 as a temporary measure to ease visa backlogs following the COVID-19 pandemic. But it's not a disappointment, as we are getting great news for non-immigrant visas. An extension of in-person interview waivers for certain non-immigrant visa applicants is announced as well. For certain temporary workers, students, and exchange visitors, a one-year extension of its non-immigrant visa interview waiver program through December 31, 2023 is announced by the State Department in consultation with the Department of Homeland Security. The program was scheduled to expire on December 31, 2022. These interview waiver policies are not required to be implemented by U.S. consulates, but they can do as local conditions and resources allow in addition under a separate program that remains in effect until further notice. Consular officers remain authorized to waive in-person interviews for individuals applying for a non-immigrant visa in the same classification that the individual's previous visa expired within the last 48 months. U.S. consular posts are allowed to adopt interview waiver policies at their preference. They are not compelled to implement these policies. U.S. consular website should be consulted to determine whether and to what extent a particular post is implementing an interview waiver program, because the new interview waiver policies are not required to be implemented by U.S. consulates. Instead, it will depend on each local consulate. Applicants are endorsed to review the website of the relevant U.S. embassy or consulate for detailed information on currently available services as well as eligibility information and instructions on applying for a visa without an interview. Under the visa waiver rules, applicants for F&M student visas and for academic visas who have previously been approved for a non-immigrant visa to the USA and who have no apparent ineligibility may be eligible for an interview waiver. However, NASA Association of International Educators has highlighted to members that the Department of State Foreign Affairs Manual states that the waiver is not applicable to nationals of China and Nigeria. Now, let's check the National Visa Center NVCC Immigrant Visa Backlog Report. As of December 2022, the Department of State has had a very difficult time processing immigrant visa requests since the COVID-19 pandemic began in March 2020. U.S. embassies and consulates are working to resume routine visa services on a location-by-location basis as expeditiously as possible in a safe manner. However, the pandemic continues to severely impact the number of visas our embassies and consulates abroad are able to process. As of November 30th, there were 411,359 applicants whose cases were documentarily completed NVC and ready for interview. Number of documentarily complete for applicants scheduled for December 2022 interview appointments is 33,406. Number of eligible for applicants still pending the scheduling of an interview after December 2022 appointment scheduling was completed is 377,953. In addition, first-time F and an academic J visa applicants who are citizens of one of the 40 countries in the U.S. Visa Waiver Program (VWP) may be eligible for an interview waiver. VWP participants include most European countries: Chile, Japan, Singapore, South Korea, and Taiwan. The authorization to waive in-person interview of applicants renewing a visa in the same classification within 48 months of the previous visa's expiration was previously authorized by the Department of State to remain in place until further notice. At the Stakeholders Conference in October, a representative from the Department of State gave an indication that the interview waiver scheme for students would likely be extended and said that it had been a particular success in certain consular posts, including Tokyo, where 50% of visa applications utilize the waiver. In September last year, a group of industry associations and stakeholders, including the President's Alliance on Higher Education and Immigration, NASA Association of International Educators, The Council of Graduate Schools and ETS, the administration of the TOEIC and TOEFL exams, called for interview waiver concession to be made permanent. In a statement confirming the latest extension, the U.S. government said the Department of State recognizes the positive impact of travel to the United States by foreign student and temporary work visa holders on the U.S. economy and is committed to facilitating non-immigrant travel and further reducing visa wait times. We are pleased to announce that the Secretary of State has made a determination extending the authority of consular officers to waive in-person interviews for certain non-immigrant visa categories through December 31, 2023. After a drop during pandemic, the number of immigrants choosing to become citizens in U.S. is increasing, according to a new study. More than 900,000 immigrants became U.S. citizens in 2022, the highest number in a decade according to a recent Pew Research Center report. In addition to the spike in naturalizations, immigration levels and travel to the U.S. appear to be bouncing back. A different Pew report showed increase in the number of people receiving green cards and an uptick in the number of tourists, international students, and other types of temporary migrants over the last year. This uptick in visa and citizenship approvals is likely to continue into the new year. State Department officials stated that the agency expects temporary visa numbers to return to pre-pandemic levels in 2023 due to the government's hiring surge and overall process improvements. State Department has also rolled out plans to reassign and redistribute cases across consular posts to decrease backlogs and waive in-person interviews for certain visa types to reduce processing times. USCIS will also make internal process updates in the year to come in their 2022 progress report. USCIS rolled out plans to improve its operations in 2023 by implementing premium processing for more petition types, reducing biometrics requirements for certain application types, and simplifying several common forms to reduce processing times for work permits, adjustment of status, and naturalization. That's all from my side. Thank you.
From the GEM Immigration Information Cell, this is all the updated stuff for today. Let us know topics of your interest for upcoming videos. If you want help of well-reputed U.S. immigration attorney, who can file any petition on your behalf, you can visit us physically at this address. For virtual appointment and more information, visit our website at www.thegemimmigration.com. Thanks for watching.